Hello, my beautiful earth angels. Thank you for being here, whether you've joined me from TikTok, Instagram, or you're coming to me straight from YouTube. I'm very happy to have you here with me. I just want to say a little apology because this reading is a little bit later than the other readings I did, but it's been one of those weeks, guys. And you know, it really has been one of those weeks. Yeah, I have to tell you this one thing I saw. Because it was just a perfect, like in a capsule moment of what this week has felt like. Not just for me, but for quite a few people, I think. And there was this lady, right? And she was sitting in her car and she had, in her left hand, she had a bunch of papers and then some of them were scattered onto her lap. And with her right hand, she was trying to start the car. She had a banana in her mouth, like literally just in her mouth with the peel still on. And she was looking at the papers, trying to start the car, eating a banana and just looking completely frazzled. And I just thought that has been this week. It's just been utter one thing after another, all sorts of things going on, and just trying to remain balanced and calm and present throughout the chaos. That's certainly been my week, but I hope it's not been all of your weeks as well. But if it has been, I totally sympathise with you. So anyways, let's get into the reading. If you've joined me from TikTok and Instagram, as I always say, you've got a bit of an idea of this base energy we've got here. But for you, those of you that have joined me from YouTube, I will just reiterate that message. So I asked what is shifting for the earth signs, the earth placements under this new moon, which actually falls tomorrow, I believe. And I've got the Four of Pentacles and the Fool energy. This one is clarified by these two. The Fool is clarified by the Magician and the Tower. And this card here just kind of pulls the whole reading together. So what I'm feeling is that what is shifting for you is this Four of Pentacles energy, where I'm just really drawn to her earring today, and I don't normally notice that. And that is a rune, guys. I actually would like to know. I think that this is the rune that means something to do with home and ancestry. Let me just go and check. Okay, I got my little book here. So yes, it means property, and it means inherited possessions and aid in physical and spiritual journeys and ancestral homeland. Yeah, so it's almost like, I was reading it like you've been, what's shifting for you is a pattern that's come with you from your ancestry, from your lineage, through the generations, of this feeling of being unsupported. Like, I can't spend this money, I have to keep some of it, I have to make sure that I'm protected. There's this feeling of trying to protect yourself, of like self-preservation, and it's physical. Yes, I feel it is a physical thing, like you're kind of needing to make sure that, you know, all your finances are in order, all your bills are paid, all of that. But there's also this sense of, you know, self-preservation in a spiritual sense, where you're like, oh, you know, I can't quite, what am I feeling here? It's like it's not okay for her to let her hair down, right? It's not okay for her to reveal, to relax into who she is, into her kind of, her true essence, her natural spiritual self, because she has to make sure there's this feeling of holding on tight and not feeling free and easy. And I feel that that's what's shifting for you. And as I said on my other platforms, with the Ten of Pentacles and the Star clarifying, I do feel that you have a very clear vision in your head of what your dream life looks like, of what you actually want to manifest. You may have been working with vision boards, or, you know, using what are those, subliminal messages and things like that, subliminal kind of things that you listen to before you go to sleep. You may have been doing little rituals, whatever it is that you use to manifest. It could just be daydreaming, which is probably the best way, to be honest. But whatever you've been using to manifest, you have been doing that. And I feel like, as well, as you've been moving on your healing journey and you've had all these lessons and you've been through all these experiences, I think you now know what you don't want, and your vision of exactly what you do want is very clear now. So the only thing up until now that's been kind of blocking that coming into fruition is this kind of lack feeling, or yeah, just feeling like unsupported. But I do feel that that is shifting under this new moon, which is very, very good. And then we've got the Fool energy here. This is another shift for you. So here, with being clarified by the Magician and the Tower, again, it's this feeling of she feels like she can't quite make that leap into the unknown, to try new things, to experiment, to, you know, take that new job, that new career, take that new adventure, go somewhere new, whatever it is for you. It's like you haven't really felt like you could do that, because you wouldn't be supported. If you did make that leap, you'd lose the stick that you're holding on to there. You might even lose this beautiful crystal. And it's like you're just like, who's going to catch me? That's the feeling I'm getting from it. And then with the Magician and the Tower, it's like, well, you know, if I do take a chance on something and try this new thing and manifest what I'm wanting, put it out into the universe, then all hell is going to break loose, and, you know, this tree is going to explode and I'm going to have nothing left. I'm just going to be standing here alone in the forest with no nuts and no tree. And so I actually love that this is coming through, this message, because this is what's shifting for you. This is not going to be happening anymore under this new moon. I think there's just this kind of release of that energy. The Nine of Swords here pulls the whole reading together, or the whole base reading together. And it's just saying, again, this has been really weighing you down. You're like, oh, I really want to get there. I really want to do this thing, but oh, I need to kind of hold back, and I need to be careful, and I need to be cautious, and I'm not supported. But under this new moon, I do feel that you're releasing that, and you're understanding that you are creating your own feeling of support within yourself. You know, you're doing that. You can trust yourself, is what I'm feeling. You know, you don't need to worry that you're going to fall or that things are going to go wrong. Or that something bad is going to happen, you know, if you just try something new. So it's really lovely, guys. I really love it. It's just like, you know what? I am supported. I am grounded. For goodness sake, guys, we are earth signs. I'm a Taurus sun and a Virgo moon. And we do have that groundedness within us, and we can access it. And we can take care of our money, and we can take care of our material things, and we can build from the ground up. And I do feel like we're just realizing that, and that it may take some time, but we can do it. And we may not have anybody, you know, specifically supporting us in that way, but we will be protected. We will be supported by the universe and by ourselves. It's like you make your own luck, is what I'm hearing. So now we're going to move on to the main reading. Okay, so we've got, what are you ready to call in under this new moon? What part of you is being activated? What blessings are coming in for you for us, I should say. What obstacles we should be aware of, and then what guidance at the end. So let's go for it, guys. Let's go for it. What are you ready to call in under this new moon in Gemini? Well, I wasn't expecting that. Okay, we're going to have to clarify those. 3 of Swords and 5 of Pentacles. You're calling this in, are you? You're calling in. Calling this in. Okay, let's look at this 3 of Swords. Right. Okay. Right. You're calling in. Okay, guys, what I'm feeling is this is a release energy. Okay. You're calling in a release of this because it's like you're just going to like let it out. You know, I'm not having any more of this. And there's this sense of you want to take charge with the King of Wands of what you allow into your life in terms of love and relationships and what you are willing to give. You're releasing this, both of these really, these two energies together is like being left out in the cold. I always see her as like a Cinderella type figure. And, you know, screaming out your pain in this desolate wasteland to the moon on your own, you know, it's this feeling of when will I ever have real love, you know, that kind of feeling. So you may have had experiences where people have left you in this state, but under this new moon, you are releasing that old identity. You're not relating to that version of yourself anymore. Why? Because you are in charge of what you want and desire in love and also what you're willing to accept. I feel like this is what you're going after and this is what you're willing to accept. And that, when you're clear on that, you never really get to this stage of feeling this kind of heartbreak or disappointment or loss because you wouldn't even get to that stage. You'd be very clear when somebody approaches, whether they match your energy, and also whether they are bringing to you the kind of experience in love that you feel and know that you deserve. So that's actually really cool, guys. That is pretty freaking awesome. I actually really love that. When I first saw it, I was like, what is going on here? But no, I love it. I'm just going to pull one more to pull all those cards together. Well, let's just ask about the disappointment. I think we're going to get the same message coming through, but yeah, 9 of Wands. It's like you've had to have almost a sense of guardedness. But I'm also feeling like here there's an intolerance. It's like I'm not tolerating this kind of crap anymore. I'm just not tolerating it. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You know, it's like thou shalt not pass. Where's that from? Is that from the Lord of the Rings? I think it is. I don't know why that came into my brain. Maybe someone watching likes Lord of the Rings. But she's like, no, you shall not pass, okay? I know I'm cute and I'm hot and I'm, you know, a force of nature and you would have a lot of fun with me, but you're not getting past this unless you can give me the kind of love, the deep love that I deserve. This can mean friends as well and family. It doesn't have to be romantic, you know? So we're talking about all kinds of relationships here. And so you're calling in this new version of yourself who will not take any crap anymore. And I love that. I love it. We're going to leave that there. We're going to move on to the next question. You're calling in your new self. I love it. Right, what part of you is being activated? What part of you, of us, is being activated under this new moon? Yes. Oh, yes, you're going to get romantic again with life, with yourself, with other people, even with your friends. You're just going to start enjoying the magic of life again. Accessing your Knight of Cups energy. Life is an adventure. Life is full of magic and surprise, and every moment can be beautiful. And the Knight of Cups is a kind of energy of surprise, you know, because he does come in sometimes unexpected, you know, and that's the thing, surprises around every corner. I feel like you're really coming into this energy out of this like stagnant, this is the way things are, you know, yeah. Oh, I'm itching my palm. Apparently that means money coming in, guys. But you're also accessing your Emperor energy. So, you know, that's being activated within you. This kind of like, okay, right, I'm going to notice the magic in my life. I'm going to appreciate it. I'm going to romance myself and my life all of the time. Even when I'm making my coffee in the morning and stirring it, I'm going to just bring a little magic into that. Just like every little moment you're going to romance. So that's being activated in you. And also your Emperor energy, which is really just taking charge, guys. Going, this is my life. And I can create it how I want it to. And I do have the discipline and the strategy to make things happen. Yeah. So that's beautiful, guys. That's how you're being activated. I'm going to leave those two there. Yeah. Romance and discipline. It's a strange combination, but I like it. You can have both, but they're both kind of like male energies to me. Well, the Emperor definitely is. But yeah, it's masculine energies being activated. Yeah. So where are we going now? What blessings? That's what I was going to ask. What blessings are coming in for us? The blessings, that's so funny. I just saw these two on the bottom and I was like, oh, shall I pull them? No, I'll just carry on shuffling, but they came out again. So yeah, your blessing under this new moon is really seeing how far you've come and how much you've healed already with this Four of Swords energy. You know, and you're feeling, I think one of the blessings is I think you're just going to start to have this gratitude for yourself and your journey and just how much you've been through and how many, you know, blocks you've overcome, obstacles you've pushed through, fears you've faced, mountains you've climbed. You know, you're just really appreciative of your past self. Although you are releasing that past version and you are kind of accessing these new sides of yourself, you are also very grateful for how far you've come. And I think you're being really honest with yourself about that. You know, because I can see him like looking down from his mountain and seeing, well, that's exactly what you do when you're on top of a mountain, isn't it? You look down, you get to the top, and then you realise just how far you've climbed. It's like, wow. I don't know if you've ever climbed a mountain, guys, but I did it last year for the first time with my son. And I remember, like, whilst you're walking along, you're just, you know, you're in the moment, you're kind of dealing with the bits of the journey of the path as you come across them. So, you know, one bit is going to be rocky and then another bit is smooth. And whilst you're clambering up the steep rocky bit, you have to really focus on what you're doing because it's really treacherous and you could slip and you have to find your footholds. And, you know, then there's a smooth bit and it kind of levels out for a bit and you get a bit of a break and you can chat to each other and have a drink. And there's little, like, but you're focusing on each bit at a time. But when you get to the top of the mountain, to the peak, you can really see just like how much work you've done. And yeah, it's a reflective thing, but it also, I'm just feeling from these two cards together, there's a sense of pride at what you've overcome. And because, you know, if you're here watching this reading and you've been on a healing journey, you know as well as I do, it is not the easy path. It is incredibly rewarding, but having to work through your own fears, your own barriers that could be, as we said in the beginning, like things that have been passed down to you that aren't even yours, but you've had to break through them and, you know, break through patterns that are so ingrained that they've been going on for generations. So sometimes even generational trauma that you've had to face and move through and release. It's a lot, you know, it's a lot for you to do. And sometimes I think we get so lost in, because we're on that journey of self-improvement and self-development, it's almost like we're always trying to raise the bar for ourselves and, you know, go, okay, well, how do I need to approach this? How can I do this better? What is this situation teaching me about myself? You know, and we ask each other we ask ourselves those questions all of the time on this journey. And we look within, and we can get so used to doing that, I think, that sometimes we forget to actually just stop and, you know, pat ourselves on the back and have a breather and go, wow, you did that. You did that. Nobody else did it for you, and it wasn't easy. There was nobody necessarily cheering you on as you went up the mountain and, you know, supplying you with the strength and the determination to get there. And with the willpower, you know, you had to access that all yourself. And you had to navigate some parts of your journey that were completely unexpected and were very challenging, that you weren't necessarily prepared for. But you did it. And so I think that's the blessing under this moon for you guys, you know, as well as what we were talking about here, is a real acknowledgement of your own strength on your journey. But it's also this feeling of looking back, I think, because you are stepping into this new version of yourself. I think there's a kind of saying goodbye to the past feeling going on here, where you're like, okay, that was me, that was my healing era. Not that we ever fully heal, we're always healing, but that really was your most intense period of growth, shall we say. Where you had to move through a lot of resistance. But now you're older, you're wiser, you're spiritually much more evolved, and you've done this mountain. You're like, you know what? The next mountain's going to be a lot easier. And even if it isn't, this mountain has taught me that I can do it. So yeah, it's really good. I love it. Okay, let's take those. and move on to the next question. So I hope you are proud of yourselves, guys. Should be. I'm just trying to think, like, if I was going to go up a mountain again like I did last year, what would I do differently? And there is that vibe as well. It's like, you know, as we were saying with love and relationships, like, what would you do differently now after learning what you've learned? Okay, so I haven't even asked the question yet, but I've just pulled these two, so I'm going to talk about them. We've got the Hanged Man and the Five of Swords. Yeah, I mean, you're looking at these things that used to cause you irritation, situations that used to cause you irritation, and you're like, wow, they were just nothing. I don't even know why they bothered me. Like yeah, just little things that used to bother you and really get to you just aren't doing that anymore, is what I'm feeling. But anyway, let's move on to the next question, which is, what obstacles do we need to be aware of under this new moon? Wow, okay, we've got quite a few there coming out. Interesting. There's Mr. King of Swords again. There's the moon, the Tower, and the Six of Cups. Right, I feel like all of these together, I'm going to pull one to pull it together, but I feel like that's a vibe of the unexpected, kind of throwing us off guard a bit. Nostalgia, energy, things from the past that are coming back, feelings from the past that are coming back, you know, things may return, people, situations that we have navigated before, they might repeat. Friends, lovers, exes returning. Things that kind of remind us of things that happened in the past, and we're like, oh my God, this is just like when that happened and I was really stressed out and it made me feel awful. I think that might come back, and with the Tower here, it could be, yeah, there's a feeling of like just sudden things, sudden unexpected change, you know, as you all know with the Tower. I know that's a really obvious reading on it, but it does kind of make sense because I think we've got a retrograde coming up, but there is just a feeling of a lot of stuff kind of moving around under this new moon because it's really, really powerful. So there could be people coming back in wanting to have conversations. There could be feelings coming back for you as well that you weren't expecting to come back, feelings about people that you once felt something for. I think you might feel, you know, you may feel like you want to not go back to them, but you just might, a feeling of fondness might return for people that aren't in your life anymore. And I think it may kind of throw you off balance a bit. You're like, whoa, I was not expecting to be under the water. But here I am. And these feelings are coming back. So these are obstacles that you need to be aware of. So I think if you do get this surge of emotion, I think you're just going to have to get in your King of Swords and just be, you know, remember how far you've come. And that just because you have feelings for people, it doesn't mean you have to put yourself in situations that don't feel good. You know? It's good to have deep feelings for somebody, but if they're not treating you right, yeah, I knew that was going to come out. I was just clarifying all of them, pulling them all together. It's just, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a headache for you, but I don't think it's going to be a big problem with it. If that's the card that's summarizing these four, then I think you're all right. You're just like, you know what, this is just a bit of a headache now. This is a bit annoying that this is coming back, but I got this. It's cool. It's not going to pull you under, but we'll get some guidance anyway. That's the next card I'm going to pull. What is the guidance for my lovely earth angels? Just want to shuffle those a bit. And while I'm here, remember that even if you do class yourself as, you know, a Capricorn or a Taurus or a Virgo, and that's your sun or rising, if you've got, you know, placements in fire or water or air, it's worth watching the other readings because they kind of all overlap a little bit, you know. Right, this is blooming 5 of Swords keeps coming out. This is guidance. Right, these two came out first. So guidance is, I'm just going to hold them up. Yeah, I feel like this is seizing the opportunity when it arrives, because with the Emperor here, he's not making a move until he knows it's the right time. But when an opportunity arrives, because he's grounded, he's stable, he's balanced, and he knows what he wants, when the right opportunity comes in, whether this is in business or love, but it probably is to do with Pentacles, then he's going to take it. So it's like seize the day. Seize the opportunity. I mean, we're seizing the day anyway with that Knight of Cups energy from earlier, where we're making our own magic and seeing the beauty in every moment. But yeah, this is your guidance, is when the opportunity comes in, go for it. When you see that it's going to grow into something, you can see the potential, seize it. Do not wait around. What else is your guidance? Interesting. Ace of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords. I'm going to put those underneath. This is like two guidance messages. So this is one, seize the opportunity when it comes, don't wait around. And then the second one is don't accept anyone or anything that makes you feel like this. Okay, only accept at the very least balanced energy that matches yours. Friends and lovers and family members who can really bring to you something that is of value when you give to them something that is of value. That's how the best relationships work. And only allow that kind of energy in. Because this is like a cup where she's receiving the cup, I feel. But also it's giving. So earlier on I was seeing it as receiving. But it's also giving. Now I'm seeing it as giving. So it's only giving to people that can give back. And only receiving the energy that is willing to match yours. Oh, I'm just waffling on now. You know what I mean. So I love it. It's just, yeah, you're just like, I'm a new person now, and this is how this new person operates in the world. It's not going to be how you did before. Perhaps you forgave people too quickly before. Perhaps you gave them second chances. Perhaps you were really empathetic and you were like, well, they didn't mean to do this because this and this happened to them in their childhood, or blah, blah, blah. Now you're just like, I can't be like that anymore. I do not have time for that. I know what I deserve. Yeah, the cards are telling me There were people, excuse my inaccurate grammar there. Yeah, there were people who really did you dirty. And yeah, left you. Oh, sorry guys. A random cat has turned up at my window. Hello. It's a tortoiseshell cat. Where did you come from? Anyways, back to the cards. Yeah, they just took off and ran. You know, they took what they wanted from you, your energy, your time, your kindness, your love. And then they trotted, you know, and they took, I feel like for some of you, they even took some of the energy that you kind of gave to them and they gave it to someone else. I always see this as a card of deception and betrayal. So, yeah, and with the Eight of Cups, that you had to walk away. Anyways, we've got the guidance. We're going to stop talking about things that we used to accept and we're going to start thinking about what's coming next. So now we're going to look at some oracle cards and see what the angels would like us to be aware of, to focus on. I already know it's this one. Inspiration. Oh, I haven't picked this one before. Ooh, guys, it's a good one. It's a really good one. This is why we've been getting the messages we've been getting. Your creativity levels are positively surging. Your focus right now needs to be on where and how you express all that abundant, inspired energy. If you don't have an outlet for artistic expression already, seek one that suits your style. You have a beautiful, unique mind. Share it with the world. And then it says, upright, it's an abundance of creative energy, feeling supported in your ventures, speaking your truth, actualizing your dreams. And the affirmation is, I am creating my dream life. Wow, guys. Yeah, you are really moving into a whole new version of yourself. I'm getting tingles. And brown to me is the color of protection. And with the orange here as well, it's like your creative pursuits are protected. So, yeah, you're going to be feeling very, very inspired under this new moon, and you need to find a creative outlet. I don't know what that's going to be for you. Could be anything. Could be clay, could be crochet, could be dance, could be singing. Whatever it is, I feel like universe is saying go for it. Okay. Right, let's ask Moonology now for a little bit of guidance. We're going to go here. You're very close to achieving your goal. I love it. What I really love about the fact that this is a full moon, guys, is that I do feel, I've been getting this feeling like this new moon is more of a full moon vibe, as in it's more of a releasing energy before, you know, creating. So, but I love it. And then you've got the greeny blue, like the teal kind of color, which is kind of throat and heart chakra together. So it's like you're finally connecting to your, you know, to your true passion and your desire, and you're kind of speaking that out into the universe. Like I imagine you out in the woods speaking it to the moon tonight, you know, and saying, this is what I want, this is what my heart desires. And the universe is like, don't worry, you're very close to achieving it. Oops. Don't let it slip away though, like the card. Keep going. Let's put those two together. I love it. Beautiful energy. And last but not least, I'm just going to pull one of my cards that I made myself, which are just like little channeled messages. And we've got, be yourself to free yourself. And I think you are going to be earth signs. From the looks of this reading, this is all about, what do I want to create? Who do I really want to be? Let's clear everything from the past. I'm not that person anymore. But again, this is saying, when you are just being yourself, that's when you feel you're most free. And actually, when you're feeling free is when you get inspired. You know, it's only when we're bogged down with all the to-do lists and the thoughts and the weight of the past that it's kind of tricky to get in the flow and to feel that freedom, where we create and manifest from. So it's a perfect message, guys. I'm going to leave you with that. And I'm going to say thank you so much for listening and watching and being here with me. And thank you for the new subscribers. It's very nice to have you here. It's still a growing, intimate little community. But if you're here, then you are definitely soul tribe. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So I'm very, very grateful to have you here, and I appreciate and value your energy and your time so, so much. Thank you for being here. And before I go, if you don't know already, I'm doing a live TikTok tonight with my friend Luna Faye, where we're going to do a collective reading and we're going to do a little ritual as well. It's all free. It's starting around 8 o'clock on TikTok. I don't quite know how long it's going to last yet, but I would say maximum 2 hours. And we're just going to have a little bit of fun, guys. We're going to tap into the energy and we're going to pull some cards. And then at the end, if you are joining, you will get a free card reading from both of us. So if you'd like to join, it would be so nice to have you there. Otherwise, I am going to say goodbye and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.